everybody, welcome back to my channel. I am Laura of Laura Plans It, and today I am doing a walkthrough of the Erin Condren Teacher Planner and how I am planning to use it for my homeschooling. We homeschool two kids. I have a 4-year-old and an 8-year-old. My 4-year-old is going into pre-K and my 8-year-old is going into 3rd grade. And we gather a few curriculums together to put together our full overarching plan. I don't do an all-in-one curricula. So we have a different one for history, for science, for art, for reading, for spelling, etc. So I gather all those up and I use this teacher planner to kind of keep it all together. So for this particular video, I'm going to walk through the teacher planner and how I use this as a homeschooling parent. Now, of course, this is probably geared mostly towards school teachers, and that makes perfect sense, but a lot of the things in here can easily be turned into homeschool specific items. So I'm going to go ahead and walk you through it now. Once I'm done, my next video will actually show how I use it week by week, but there is a mock-up in here that you'll see as well. So of course, page 1 here, I'm going to slide this over, is just, this book belongs to. So I'm going to put my name in here and probably a quote sticker or something fun that indicates what we are and where we are in this stage of our life, in this season, so to speak. So that'll go there. And I always like to say this, the Erin Condren planners are made in the USA, and I love that. I just think that's great. So I wanted to point that out too. And you'll see this is all sticky notes. I have not done any actual planning in here except for one mock-up week, which you'll see. In the All About Me and the Events and Volunteer section, this section you would think would be teacher, 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 but it really isn't. I will put in my name, my 2 kids' color-coded stickers here with the year that we're teaching. I will also put in here my email address, my phone number, my actual address, because if this ever gets left at a co-op or the library, I would really hope that somebody would find this and return it to me, because I do use this a lot during the year. My classroom resources, this will actually be a list of the main curriculum spines that we use. So any encyclopedias or science books, things that are year-round books, not supplemental things that I grab from the library or that we would only use for a week or two. Main books will go here. Websites and passwords, same thing. Main things that I use. So we have a password for Discovery Education or for ABC Mouse. Those kinds of things would go in here as well. Over on events and volunteers, right now the plan for me is to write down field trips that we want to go on in this section here. Over here will be our co-ops and recurring meetups. And then down here would be any additional events that might go on through the year. So some of our co-ops will have a fall camp out or a spring picnic. Anything like that can go down in this section here. Most of them haven't quite planned that far ahead yet, but I know they're working on it. So probably by September or even early October, I'll be able to start filling this in. The communication log here will actually be my supply list. And right now my plan is to write in the date that I need the supply by, what the supply is, and where I need to go to get it. So that way I can kind of look at this and say, okay, I need these things no later than this date. I don't know if this will be quite enough space for all of that. And I do also try to put that in my notes section in the weekly, like the week by week spreads, but I'm not sure what else to do with this section yet, and I don't want to leave it blank. I have also seen people use this as a reading log, so you could put the date, the name of the book, and how long they read for. So there's a 50-50 chance I might try that here too. We'll see. Now this spread here, the 2019-2020 year plan, whatever you want to call this spread here, this is actually one of the more important spreads for me. I use this as my attendance log. I will put one of the clear transparent circle dots from Erin Condren on each day that we do school. And the reason I do that, we homeschool in Virginia, and there is no attendance requirement here in Virginia. However, my husband's active duty, and there's a chance that we can move to any number of locations. So I try my very best to plan and record our homeschool to the most stringent requirements for the top 5 states that we are likely to be stationed at. Because if we move in the middle of the year, I want to make sure I have everything I need to complete that year in the state we move to. So I actually do record attendance despite the fact that we don't really need to. And I love that this starts in July of 2019. I think that's great. It's not starting in January like you would see in some of the other planners. It starts in the school year. So I can go ahead and record attendance. Now we don't start till September, but I can record attendance very easily, and it's going to give me a really great at a glance. Now, of course, you'll see in my weekly spreads the actual days that we do assignments in school and what have you, but this gives me an overall idea of how many days we've gone to school and what we've done so far. Here's the year plan. And this one actually does start with January, and I wish it didn't because, for one, the 2019-2020 spread doesn't, but for another, my planner doesn't either. My planner starts with July. That's okay. I have the monthly sticker books, so my plan is to redo these monthly tiles here, titles, whatever you want to call these little boxes, and put in July, August, September, October, November, December. Basically flip these, right? January, February, March, April, May, June. And I will probably put in any important dates that are going on that month, any preschool themes that I might be doing with my daughter, any activities, like local activities at the museums that would tie in to our schooling for that month. All of that would go in this spread here. The graph pages, I actually save this and record in here what we've spent for the year. So if I have to buy extra curriculum, or if I need to, or if I'm starting to plan curriculum for next year and I see it goes on sale, I'll write that all on the graph pages. So this will actually stay blank until I start making purchases. I've already purchased everything I need for this year, but I actually put that in last year's planner because I bought it towards the end of the year when things were going on clearance. And of course, there's extra pages for that. There's line pages as well. I put it in the graph pages simply because it's right there. And I think these line pages technically are supposed to be for July, but all right, so you get into the monthly spreads. Now for me, the monthly spread will be library books that I need to check out, any additional supplies that maybe weren't put in the communication log section there, any specific dates, so birthdays, holidays, days off, co-op dates, those will all go in here as well. And this actually really gets used just like it's laid out here. And same with the calendar spread. This will put any days off that we have, any testing days will go on the calendar spread, holidays, vacations, anything that you would normally see in a monthly calendar will go in here. And then this is a mock-up of what my week typically will look like in the new year, or in the new school year. So my son's assignments will all be on this page. My daughters are here. We have specials, so art, geography, computer class, and those assignments will all go in right here. My book list here will be the books that I need for that particular week, so anything that we're reading Monday through Thursday will be here. Anything I need to do for next week to prepare, other than shopping for supplies, will go here. Any notes I have, things we want to do, ideas that we came up with can go down here. And makeup work, so if we have a sick day or if there's just too much going on or we have a doctor's appointment, whatever it is, if we have to make up work, we use Friday for makeup work. So that would go there. Then I'm going to skip ahead here because we don't need to look at the rest of the months. They all look the same. This is what a blank month looks like. And again, I actually use the custom subject head stickers from Erin Condren for all of this. And this is the skinny washi tape that came with the spring surprise box. And I think they discontinued it because a lot of people were having trouble with theirs. I wasn't, mine works just fine, but any super skinny washi would do. I think this is probably about 4.5 millimeters, 4 millimeters. This is not quite 5. But anyways, I'm going to skip to the back here. Now, one thing that I see a lot of people were not thrilled with was that the July covers the checklist. And I've seen a lot of people cutting the checklist box out and shifting it down. Well, I'm going to tell you something else. I don't teach in July. My next year planner will probably start in July. It's just a monthly spread and just the last week of June, which I also don't teach that week either. I plan on snipping this out because I don't need it. And so it won't get in my way and my checklist will be easily visible. So for me, that doesn't matter. So just a heads up, if you're not going to be using July, snip it out. It's not going to make a difference. You'll have a new planner by next year anyways if you're using this. So then we get into our checklist. Now this for me is what I use to track our curriculum. So I will put over here on the top what the subject is, what we're learning that week, and then what needs to be done for it. So for example, in history, we'll have a reading, a narration, and review questions for each section. There's usually 3 sections per chapter, so I'll write chapter 1 here, reading, narration, review, reading, narration, review, reading, narration, review. There's usually a coloring page and a map, and then sometimes we'll even do an activity or quiz. So these ones are either left open, or sometimes there's a section that has 4 sections in it, like a chapter with 4 sections, so I'll leave that. So these will all go here. I'll write down all the chapters on this line, and I'll actually go through, and if, for example, I have a chapter that's just 1 reading, narration, and review, I'll use a pencil to shade in the rest of the blocks that I don't need, so that as I'm checking them off, I know, okay, this will be a short week or this is a long week. And I'll do that for each subject, so science, history, math, and then my daughter for math. And that's pretty much it. The other subjects that we do are very straightforward. Spelling is just, 12A through E every week. So I don't really check those ones off. It's just every week you do your spelling. And that is how I use the teacher planner. Now, of course, it comes with quite a few checklists. I didn't get any of the extras added to this because I picked this up at the store, and the Erin Condren store doesn't actually customize the planners like you can get them customized on their website. So I didn't have any extra checklists added to it. Here's the sticker sheets in case you wanted to see those, and they are all gold foil. And I like the gold foil, so I think that's great. This is actually the pocket from last year that I snipped out of my old planner and put it in here. And these are the sticker sheets that came with the old one from last year. These are the monthly holidays. Now this comes with the planner now so that you can customize the holidays that are in your monthly spreads. I don't care for how these look in this planner, so I'm not sure that I'm going to use them or not. I might use a different holiday set. This is the pocket that came with the planner, and I love this gold foil accent on the triangles here. So this is a really beautiful pattern. And then it came with 1 clear pouch. I am using 2. I trimmed the other one out of my old planner, and I actually use these clips to add it in. And in these pouches, I will actually put my printout from Excel spreadsheet in here for each term. So I'll have my son's term 1 and my daughter's term 1. And then when term 2 comes around and term 3 comes around, I will add them in and take the old ones out. And that is how I use the teacher planner. So that is it for this video. I will come back in a later video and walk you through how I'm setting up each individual section and show you what it all looks like. And then I will do week by week videos showing you how I set up my weeks. So if you like this video, hit like. And if you'd like to see more Plan With Me videos in my Erin Condren Teacher Planner specific to homeschooling, I would love if you would subscribe. And of course, if you click that bell, that'll turn on notifications so you're always alerted when new videos come up. And for behind the scenes and sneak peeks, head on over to my Instagram @LauraPlansIt. Thanks so much for watching.